How's it going, guys? We've got another day in our small account challenge. We're doing a recap today. How did it go? If I'd be lying if I said it wasn't another frustrating day. That was more so due to the momentum in the market. There really wasn't, a lot of follow through to the long side. So recently, I've been trading more longs. That's just the direction that the market's been moving in. There's been a lot of momentum for electric vehicle plays, for vaccine plays. We've been looking at the long side of trades more often than not. Now, today, there was more momentum to the short side. However, didn't really catch that until later in the day because I wasn't looking for it. And I think part of my one of my strengths is that I usually am able to look at both sides of the trade. So I'll be looking long or short. I definitely find that I'm more comfortable when I short trade. So it's probably an incentive to to begin looking for it a little bit more. Um, but like I said, mostly long trades have been what we've been focusing on so far in the small account challenge. So they did not start very well. I think looking back on it, I should have been a little more patient to begin the day. Um, but with that said, we've seen that my watch list has been very, very strong. So my thought process was, I've been on point with my watch list for the top stocks that I'm looking at. And usually they've been running. And so today, I was thinking, if you give yourself the opportunity. If you think there's a good opportunity there, then take advantage of it at the open. And so that didn't turn out the way I would have liked. I took a trade on BlackBerry. BlackBerry was up on news today with Amazon, and so I went to the long side on BlackBerry to begin with. After a few minutes after the opening bell, and it didn't work in my favor. I thought I was going to be a continuation play, had a lot of momentum. I'll bring that chart up now, so we can see here. Uh, so you see here at the open, it did pop up for a second momentarily here and then faded right down, right? So we can see this pre-market pattern here though. News came out and it literally just went up all morning. And then, it pulled back and then it broke out and then it faded right away. So, it's tough trade, right? Like, I mean, based on what we've been trading prior and based on pre-market patterns that have been prior, we would have expected this based on my success on pre-market analysis. So I like this, like the news, I like the way it looked. It just didn't work out, so I got myself in a hole early on. And then I had a couple more trades that didn't go my way that I would have liked to have gone. And unfortunately, I was in a hole early on today, and I was thinking that it was going to be my first red day in the small account challenge. I didn't really have a lot of hope, to be honest, that I was going to get myself back. So I traded work as well. And if you see, pull this out here, it's got a pretty strong pattern, pretty strong daily chart, macro setup, and it's kind of been consolidating sideways here. So I was looking at, break over all-time highs, and then we might be in good shape. And what had happened was it broke out, and then just marginally broke over high a day, and then came back down. Same thing happened, marginally broke over high a day, came back down. So I had some trades where you would expect this move to continue. You're breaking all-time highs, you're breaking pre-market highs, you're breaking high of day, and the volume is pretty decent. So the thing about this was that there was an acquisition taking place, and so my hunch is that they were waiting, or algorithms and institutional traders and all the big money was waiting to see what happened with this stock before you get that momentum in the move. So the technical was there, but there might have been a restriction on the catalyst a little bit, and didn't work out. There's one that I wish I had traded just all day, 200 shares of it, and just let it roll. So Moderna mRNA here, high day, 178.60 at the opening bell. Tapped that pre-market high and ended up dropping all the way down to a low 130 from 178. Huge move, almost 50 points on a stock that has an average true range of 16. So, that's huge. That's a huge move, right? But this was to the short side, as we talked about in the beginning. So if I had just shorted this, I would have been loving it, right? I even had it marked pre-market. I had the low here at 163, broke down that, came to about 155, came back down. Anyways, this would ended up being, I traded it later in the day and I almost had, a little bit of FOMO that caught me because I did start trading it towards the end of the move. Jumped in a little bit later as it broke down below this this volume here, volume bar here. Obviously, it's high volume of the day, so when it broke down, took a little bit to break down. I was getting a little bit nervous because it is spready and it was moving fast. However, it worked out okay, and I was able to get a couple small scalps out of it, and gradually get myself back into the green. So, anyways, long story short, it was a frustrating day, and you can see that I traded way. Oh, sorry, the shares aren't showing. I traded way too much today. Over traded far and away. So this is going to end up probably being, I don't know, we'll say 250 in profit at the end of the day. So this is going to be back below 5K for sure tomorrow. And I also had to pay to borrow some shares on BlackBerry. So, so I would have liked to have had a better day for sure, but it was a tough day to trade. And you're not always going to have great moves, but again, we kept the green, managed to come back from being down early in the day. And but like I said, overtraded way too much. Was able to keep my losses small, but it potentially could have had a much better day if I didn't start the day with that mover on BlackBerry that at the open there's more volatility. It didn't have the momentum to follow through, and therefore I suffered with it. But being able to tell that off the bat can be quite difficult. And that's why you have to manage your size properly. And so another green day in the books. I'd like to finish the week a little bit better. I'd like to get a couple solid days in here. If they come, great. If not, I can't force it. I would like to get a little more momentum, and but I will be a little more aware of potential moves to the downside. Because it's hard to say that we're going to get any catalysts to push anything upward at this point. I can't really see anything on the horizon. There's not, earnings season is died down, so. We might get a Moderna approval, but I feel like this is a huge move on Moderna, so we'll see what the range is like tomorrow. Anyways, it's another day down. We'll get back to it tomorrow, and hopefully we report back with a positive green day.